How did I get here? How did I get here? Hello, hello, welcome to my video. If you're from my Instagram, I love you. If you're not from my Instagram, love you all the same. So since Christmas is gonna be here in the blink of an eye, I decided to do a really honest video. So today I'm gonna be doing my makeup with products that I dislike. Now I'm looking at all of these products in front of me, and honestly, they're by brands that I genuinely love. But just because they're by brands that I enjoy and actually use quite often doesn't mean that they're gonna be good automatically. Some products are bound to be hits, some are bound to be misses, and I'm just gonna be using the misses on my face today. But I'm gonna try and create a genuinely decent makeup look. I don't know if I'm gonna succeed, but let's see what I come up with. So I'm gonna start off with my eyebrows today, and I'm using an Essence eyebrow pencil to try and fill them in. I need to tell you though that I have 2 of each category on my table here. So I have 2 bronzers, 2 blushes, etc. Just because, and listen to my idea, if one of these products fails miserably or does absolutely nothing, I'm gonna try and fix the makeup look with the other product. So to sum up, I'm gonna be using a bad product to begin with, and if it doesn't give us a good result, I'm gonna try and fix it with another bad product. Hey, that's just what we're working with today. Now the reason that I don't like this pencil is because it's giving dry lip liner vibes. It's not waxy at all, and it's not very pigmented. It does the job, but not well, so it's a no from me. Now that I've sort of filled them in the best I can, I'm gonna use a Catrice clear eyebrow gel to set them in place, if I can. I remember using this eyebrow gel and thinking that it really does nothing except remove your product, which is now being proven to be correct. Do you see how it removed my pencil? Oh, that's so annoying. Wait. Let me try and fix this. Maybe I'm gonna try and fill in the tail of my brow with this Wet n Wild little eyebrow palette that I have going on here. It's not my favorite. Again, it's kind of giving, you know, dry eyeshadow vibes, but I'm gonna try and fix this mess. You know what? I think this is the best that we're gonna do. So let's just forget about the eyebrows. Let's pretend they look sort of kind of good. And I'm just gonna try and clean them up right now with the concealer that I'm gonna be using later. Now, if you watched my drugstore video, you would have heard me talk about the Catrice Liquid Camouflage Concealer. I'm gonna use that same concealer today, but in a cream form. As you can see, this is not the liquid, this is the cream. And I bought this because I loved the original so much, but this one is just not the same. It's kind of dry. The coverage, you know, it's not bad, but I just prefer the original so much that I never use this one, except for right now. So this is what we're looking like so far. It's not that bad on camera. In person, it's a little worse, but not that bad again. It sort of looks like I used my regular eyebrow products and then styled my eyebrows, fell asleep with them, and then woke up the next day and this is what it looks like. But my eyebrows are not set by any means. That eyebrow gel didn't do a thing. So now I'm just priming my eyelids, and I'm using the NYX Proof It Waterproof Primer. The reason that I bought this is because I wanted to see if it really made your eyeshadows waterproof. And it does, sort of. But at the same time, it goes on kind of blotchy, which means that your eyeshadows don't go on evenly, which means that they're so much more difficult to blend out. But let's see, maybe I imagined the whole thing. Now for eyeshadows, I'm going to be using this Makeup Revolution Maxi Reloaded eyeshadow palette. Now, don't get me wrong, they have some great eyeshadow palettes. This is not one of them. The pigmentation on these matte shades is non-existent, and the shimmers are sort of okay. As per usual, let's do a little brown look. That's always a safe bet. So see, I feel like the primer underneath really made this so difficult to blend out. I can't. Usually, this would blend out without a problem, but right now I don't feel like the eyeshadow is moving at all. I placed it where I placed it, and now that's it. And then another thing, this eyeshadow palette, you know, has a lot of different colors, but the one that I picked up and I'm applying right now looks like a very soft, warm brown, and on my eyes, it's a full-on orange shade. So, I mean, not great. Gosh, I really feel like the eye primer is pulling on my eyelids and it's not cooperating with me, it's working against me. Although, you know what this eye primer might be good for? Sort of as a glitter glue. It could work for that and only that, but oy. I feel like the primer did add to the pigmentation because these shades, I don't remember them being this pigmented. So it definitely did help in that sense, but it's not worth it because I'm blending so hard and nothing is happening. So I think this is the best we can do. Let's add another shade for depth. We're adding a deeper shade to the crease and it's so chalky. Oh boy. Oh no. It's really giving chalk. It's giving elementary school playground. It's giving everything that nobody asked it to give. Oh boy, how am I gonna blend this out? The primer underneath really messed up my whole thing. And then the shadows aren't helping either. You keep blending them and they keep kind of wiping away. They're very chalky. This is not the moment. Ugh. You know what the real kiss of death is. I have to be somewhere right after this. And so this could be called a sort of high risk, high reward type of video. Except that the reward is gonna be that I'm gonna show up looking like a clown and at least people are gonna laugh. This is very chalky. The colors are separating the more that I'm blending, so I'm just gonna stop blending and call it a day here. Oh no, I'm making it worse. I tried to make it better, but I'm making it worse. Oh boy, what is this? Whatever, I'm done now for real. We're gonna slap a shimmer on it and call it a day. Okay, well the shimmer is not the worst. It's not the best, but... So I covered some of that matte blend with the shimmer, and you know what? In this case, I'm not mad at it because the blend was not it to begin with, and this shimmer is not that bad. Now we're gonna add a lighter champagne color to the inner corner. Yeah, okay. That's okay, but that's looking like a full-on gold, but you know what? Doesn't matter. So this is what we're looking like. We completed the eye look. I don't want to talk about it. Let's just move on to mascara. I'm using a Wet n Wild mascara here. It's called Max Volume Plus, and I just remember this mascara being kind of meh. So the mascara didn't really give any volume. It didn't give much length either, but it did separate the lashes nicely, so I guess there's that. So now I'm using an Olay Feather Light Moisturizer as my primer. And I don't remember this being a bad moisturizer per se, but it sort of did nothing, so for foundation, I'm gonna be using a concealer palette by Makeup Revolution. Keep in mind, this is supposed to be a concealer palette, so it's supposed to be really pigmented, but this is giving light, and I hope I'm gonna be able to get it to medium. Oh boy. That looks like I put absolutely nothing on my face. Maybe the shade is too light. I want you to know I'm really digging my brush in there as well. Okay, so as you can see, we're sort of seeing a little bit of coverage right now. Sort of. I think this will look decent on camera, but my face looks blotchy and there's definitely some separation. I think that would be the Olay moisturizer. I feel so caked up, and you see that the coverage is nowhere to be found. Like, it's minimal coverage, but I feel like a birthday cake. I'm also pulling on my skin pretty hard to get the product to come off because it's not working. So that's never good. So I don't know if you can tell, I put so much product on. So it is giving medium coverage. I managed to build it up, but I look so heavy. I look like a cake and my face doesn't feel good. It feels, ugh. You know what? Whatever. Let's move on to the concealer, and I'm gonna try applying it with my finger this time. So wherever I apply the concealer, I remove some foundation, which, not ideal. So I can't get my base to look any better than this. I'm just gonna set the under eyes with the powder now. Oh, this was a bad idea. Oh, abort, abort. Oh no. This powder is making me look crazy. It made my under eyes look even more orange than they were to begin with. I mean, I do look covered. My dark circles do look decent, And on camera, I can see in the viewfinder, I look pretty good. I feel terrible. My skin feels like it's about to break out any minute, and I have creases all over. It's accentuating certain textures and certain pores that I didn't even know I had. This just doesn't look good in person, but I'm sure that the beauty light is making this look pretty nice, but it's not. Moving on to bronzer, I'm using a Catrice Sun Bronzer, and this one I don't like because it's chalky, and I also don't like it because it's way too orange. Even for a bronzer, it's not warm, it's just orange. It's not very pigmented either. I really gotta scrape the pan to get this on my face. Now I'm gonna use a NYX blush, and I hate to say it because I love NYX, but I got this in an advent calendar and I just haven't used it since. I don't know why. Maybe I'll decide I like it today, but I don't think it's a bad blush. It just didn't impress me enough. Yeah, I mean, you know what? The color payoff isn't really there as much as I would like it to be. Well, it's not the worst, not the best. It's whatever. Yeah, that's why I haven't been using it, because I'm unimpressed. Please look at how much I'm digging into this product. Yeah, so I tried to blend this out. This is a very, very, very natural highlighter. I mean, it looks kind of good in the viewfinder, but in person, you would have to squint. And as you can see, I'm very oily right around this area, which means that the foundation is minutes away from breaking up here as well. So now I'm applying lip gloss. This one is from the Friends X Revolution collab. It's actually very pigmented and it smells delicious, but it's so heavy. It's so heavy, and the glitter in here is very chunky. And after you eat, or even if you take off the lip gloss, you'll be finding glitter on your face for the next 3 days. Well, this is it. I mean, do I look the worst I've ever looked? No. And on camera, I look even better. I keep peeking into the viewfinder to see how I look on camera. It looks decent, but I look so bad in person. Some of my main concerns are that the foundation is already breaking up over here. It accentuated a lot of my texture. Not good. The concealer was sort of decent, but I prefer the original. The cream version of this concealer is not it. I don't know. And it's also very heavy feeling as well. The powder that I used, I'm not gonna mention it. It was a disaster. It's gonna be a disaster. I don't like it. This lip gloss is kind of making it difficult for me to talk because I feel like I'm swallowing it as I'm speaking because it's just so heavy. And like I said, I'm gonna be finding glitter everywhere for the next 3 days because of how chunky the glitter is in this lip gloss. The highlighter, I literally used half of the packaging and put it on my brush, as you were able to see, and this is the best that we could do. You're not gonna see this because I'm gonna cut it out, but I tried to blend this and get this as blinding as I could for about 10 minutes straight, and it's not giving. My eyebrows, they don't look that bad, but they're not set in place. So what even is this? The mascara looks very, very, very bad. Very bad. It separated the lashes nicely, but that's about all it did. And the eyeshadows, oof, I don't know if it's the primer or the eyeshadows or probably both, but barely blended, still looks bad, and I tried my best to make them look good, and some of the colors in the palette are not true to pan, so they look brown in the pan and then you apply them and then they're orange. I hate when that happens. So now my lips don't match my eyes, which whatever. But like I said, I am actually going somewhere now, so I mean, anyway, let's talk in the comments, and please like this video and follow me on Instagram, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye!